Some of the world's biggest leaders, activists, and stars are gathering here in New York for Global Citizen Now, a summit focused on turning big ideas into real action on poverty, climate, food security, and opportunity around the world. This year's event features appearances from major voices across politics, business, and entertainment, including activists, CEOs, artists, and global change makers. I'll be there to moderate a conversation about the global education crisis with former Prime Minister of Norway, Erna Solberg, and actress and Global Citizen Ambassador Rachel Brosnahan, and human rights activist Anushka Sinha. Here to tell us more about this year's event, Hugh Evans, the co-founder and CEO of Global Citizen, Fran Katsoudas, Executive Vice President and Chief People Policy and Purpose Officer at Cisco, and Her Excellency Mariam Al-Mahiri, who is Vice Chair and Managing Director of 2.0 Group and Head of the International Affairs Office at the UAE Presidential Court.
Hugh, we've been obviously following what Global Citizen's been doing now from the very beginning. You've made extraordinary progress in your goals to eliminate global poverty, but really challenging times over the past 2 years. Not only the cuts to aiding the poorest among us, but also the war. What's the situation? What are the challenges? What are the headwinds that organizations like yours were facing in trying to drive down global poverty, extreme global poverty?
So let's start with the good news. In the last decade, 1.3 billion people around the planet have been lifted out of extreme poverty. But as you said, right now, due to the headwinds of increasing oil prices, also ongoing response to the COVID-19 pandemic and the impact that had on the extreme poor 5 years ago, millions of people have been pushed into extreme poverty. And that's why tomorrow's gathering of Global Citizen Now is so urgent. It's one of these unique opportunities to bring together 5 world leaders together with amazing CEOs and C-suite executives like Mariam Al-Mahiri, together with Fran Katsoudas, together with the head of Bridgewater, Near, together with Gianni Infantino, the president of FIFA, together with incredible leaders in pop culture like Hugh Jackman, who'll be hosting tomorrow, and yourself, Mika. We're so thankful you're going to be there.
That's huge in and of it. Hugh Jackman's fine, but you've got Mika.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Your Excellency, obviously these are terrible times in your home country, in the region, and yet you remain focused. The UAE is remaining focused through your efforts on helping Global Citizen, fighting to help the poorest among us. Talk about that.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and it's great to be here with Hugh and Fran. Yes, these have been challenging times, but for us, growing up in the neighborhoods that we're in, we've been, in a way, surrounded by conflict and difficult times for many decades. But something we've learned is really about making sure that these challenges don't break us or bend us. We stay laser focused on our vision and mission, and this is exactly what Global Citizen is also about. And that same mindset is what we bring into this partnership. And really, if we look at what we've been through right now, we take these challenges as opportunities. And what we try to do is really, how do we maneuver? How do we take decisions quickly? That mindset, that ethos is exactly what Global Citizen is about. There is no challenge that is too big or too complex if you bring the right partners to the table, mobilize the right resources, and really stay laser focused on the solution.
Absolutely. And Fran, each year you present the Cisco Youth Leadership Award. Give us a preview on this year's winner.
We're so excited this year and every year. And so this year, the winner, her name is Diana Vergovikova. And Diana is addressing clean water. And today, 2 billion people around the world don't have access to clean, healthy water. And she has basically created a solution leveraging quantum science and AI to use the sun to purify water. Her goal is to serve 1 million people by 2028. And Mika, what I would say is when you see young people using technology to have good, from a Cisco perspective, we're so happy to do everything that we can to accelerate her work and to also showcase, and I think we'll see this tomorrow, other amazing young people doing things that can inspire the next generation.
So Hugh, we're looking right now at the war with Iran, which is now blown up into a regional war. Ukraine and Russia, terrible. We saw the attacks on October the 7th, which led to just unspeakable tragedy in Israel, then unspeakable tragedy in Gaza, continued tragedy on the West Bank. It just seems we globally we get one horrible news story after another. Talk about your focus. Talk about how things are getting better. How do we get through these times? How do you stay focused on the North Star, on the goal at hand, helping the poorest among us?
I've always believed that the antidote to challenging times is taking action. And right now, with Global Citizen Now and what we're doing this week, we have the opportunity to fight for some really important, urgent issues. One of those is food security. You mentioned the challenge that's taking place. 45 million people around the world on the brink of starvation. So how do we address that? Well, we're partnering with the International Fund for Agricultural Development, and we want to raise $200 million this year to support smallhold farmers so they can help themselves. Miriam, in her former role, was actually the Minister for Food Security in the UAE, so she has a lot of experience. We're working together to track and trace every dollar raised to make sure it ends up with the farmers that need it most. We're also raising $100 million for the FIFA Global Citizen Education Fund. We've raised $30 million so far. And yesterday, we gave 27 organizations around the world grassroots grants in the order of $250,000 to support education projects all over the world. So if we take action together, if we are part of the movement to end extreme poverty, as Mandela said, this is the greatest challenge of our generation, and we can end it within our lifetime.
Your Excellency, the partnership with Global Citizen is fairly new. It happened earlier this year. So why was this the right fit, and what are your goals?
Yeah, so first of all, we're super excited with this partnership. And really, it all started at Davos in January. And IHC is one of the 40 most valuable companies in the world. And it spans investments across the globe in technology, infrastructure, consumer, financial services. And basically, what it does, it invests in something we call the dynamic value networks. And what this is it basically connects companies, capital, and communities and creates this big impact and big reach, which is much greater than if you take the sum of its parts. And so this multiplier effect is something very unique in the IHC domain. And that same philosophy we actually bring to the Global Citizen Partnership with IHC, in that we cross sectors, cross borders, to really go for solving the biggest challenges that we have right now when it comes to food, when it comes to water. Two things we actually do is we leverage our expertise and experience in AI. Again, our home base being Abu Dhabi, we're on our way to become the world's, let's say, first AI native government in the world by 2027. And in IHC's portfolio companies, we develop and leverage AI, and that we're taking into our partnership. And we're actually excited that tomorrow we'll be announcing a first project using AI for good.
And speaking of, Cisco is, and you specifically, Fran, have long spoken about your company's commitment to investing in the next generation of workers. Also continuing this work through the FIFA Global Citizen Education Fund. Tell us about that and why it's so important to you and Cisco.
Yeah, so education has always been so critical. And over the years, through our Networking Academy, we have trained almost 29 million students. And what we recognize is there's such a close tie between education and jobs and job creation. And so this is something incredibly important for us. And when you think about some of the breakthroughs that Miriam was just talking through, we need to prepare our people. And something that we say at Cisco is that every single person, regardless of role, is now a technologist. But what we know is that you have to start early. And this is why the FIFA Education Fund is so important to us, and the ability for us to help scale. And I've seen one of the videos that show the schools that are getting incremental dollars, and it'll just warm your heart. But what we know is that starting early from an education and technology perspective is very important.
Well, thank you all for being with us. This is it's great news what you all continue to do. Hugh, you know, I've been such a fan. Mika's been such a fan of the great work you've been doing to fight extreme poverty. My daughter volunteered with you last summer, so we got great reports in her volunteering on a FIFA event on how extraordinary your organization is inside and out. So we're grateful, and we thank you for all the work you do.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Mika.
All right, so Global Citizen Now will take place in New York City tomorrow. You can get all the details at globalcitizen.org. Co-founder and CEO of Global Citizen, Hugh Evans, Cisco's friend Katsudis, and Her Excellency Mariam Al-Mahiri. Thank you all very much.